It's time for our interactive segment, the segments where we open up the phone lines, the segment where your voice matters. And today we'll be talking about Tinubu's cabinet reshuffle. What are your thoughts? Now, President Tinubu, the reshuffle has finally happened. The long-awaited cabinet reshuffle that Nigerians have clamored for has finally happened. And the president has fired at least 5 ministers. This is the latest in line with the ongoing reforms of the president, who has been under pressure to rejig his cabinet from both the public and his party members. Now, the president has thanked the outgoing ministers for their service to the nation and wished them well in future endeavor. Now, recall that when he hosted the leadership of the Arewa Consultative Forum at the presidential villa Abuja, while marking his first anniversary in office, Tinubu vowed to sack non-performing ministers. Now, part of those who were sacked were the Minister of Women Affairs, Ohaneye Uju Kennedy. We also had the Minister of Education, Tahir Mamman, and some others. But in that now, the minister also appointed more others. He sacked 5 and appointed a couple others. Now, Maruf Alausa, Minister of State for Health, was now made the Minister of Education, while he dismissed Professor Tahir Mamman. And then we also saw Iman Suleiman Ibrahim. She replaced the former Minister of Women Affairs and Social Development, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, who was the first on the list on the major casualties of President Tinubu's first cabinet reshuffle. And then we also have Ayodele Olawade, Minister of State for Youth Development, who is now the Minister of Youth Development. So he was, upgraded. We also had some upgrade. Olawande, formerly Minister of State for Youth Development, now serves as Minister for Youth Development. Those are the 3 upgrades we had as well. We had Maruf Alausa, Minister of State for Health, who is now Minister of Education. Iman Suleiman Ibrahim, Minister of State for Police Affairs, who is now Minister of Women Affairs, and Ayodele Olawande, Minister of State for Youth Development, who is now the Minister of Youth Development. These were a few, adjustments that were made. He also appointed 7 new ministers. We have Bianca Odumego Ojukwu, who is now appointed Minister of State for Foreign Affairs, and Jumoke Odowule, Executive Secretary to the President, Enabling Business Environment, is now Minister of Industry, Trade and Investment. We also have Dr. Nentawe Yelwatda, Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. We have Muhammadu Maigari Dingiadi, Minister of Labour and Employment, Idi Mukhtar, Minister of Livestock and Development, and Right Honorable Yusuf Abdullahi Atta, Minister of State Housing and Urban Development, and we have Dr. Shoaib Said Ahmad, Minister of State Education. Now, these were the ones who were appointed. The question is, what's your thoughts, first of all, on the cabinet reshuffle? I've mentioned but a few. We know those that have been sacked. We see Tahir Mamman, we see Uju Kennedy, and I think I'll get the names while the conversation is going on. Those ones have been sacked. What are your thoughts on this reshuffle? One of the moves was, to cut the cost of governance and other things. We also saw that some ministries were also merged together. Would this make any difference or would this provide any succor to Nigerians? Would this make any difference? Would this help the president achieve the mandate or the promise he has made to Nigeria? Would he make his cabinet work any differently? The sack, were they well deserved? Or could something have been done differently? We want to get your thoughts on the cabinet reshuffle. The phone lines are open and would love to hear your thoughts. Do well to call in and let's hear what it is you have to say. The numbers will be showed or displayed on your screen shortly, so we're here to get your opinion on that. We'll have the numbers on your screen in a bit, so do well to call in. So let's analyze the achievement and suitability of these new individuals, and, to also talk about the ones that were let go and the ones that were appointed to replace them. Let's look at their roles and if they are capable of handling the president's mandate. Let's not forget there's going to be lots of pressure on them, being that Nigerians expect a lot. If someone was removed from a position and you were being placed in, it's expected that you're meant to perform better than that person. It's expected that there's a gap in that ministry that the person was not filling up, even if the person was trying his best, but it wasn't good enough. It means you are better than that person and more is expected from you. So let's not forget that the pressure on these new appointees is a lot. Will they be able to deliver? Do Nigerians believe, do you believe that they will be able to deliver? Well, let's hear your thoughts. The phone lines are open. Do well to call in and let's hear your thoughts. Now, let's give a quick, in-depth analysis into the newly appointed ministers, starting off with Ambassador Bianca Odumegwu-Ojukwu, who was appointed as the Minister of State for Foreign Affairs. Now, as a former Nigerian ambassador to Spain, Bianca has a certain level of diplomatic experience. She has been involved in various international negotiations and has represented Nigeria in numerous global forums. So yes, is it safe to say that her diplomatic background and understanding of international relations make her well suited for the role of Minister of State for Foreign Affairs? Would she be able to handle issues regarding internal security, insecurity, foreign diplomatic ties, being that she has been there before? Is she well suited for this? We also have Maruf Alausa, who was former Minister of State for Health, now Minister of Education. Now, he's a medical doctor, specializing in nephrology. He studied medicine and surgery at the University of Lagos, graduating in 1993, and he completed his residency at Cook County Hospital in Chicago, where he served as chief medical resident. And now he's been made the Minister of Education. Is that a good move? Looking at his portfolio, seeing that health is his line that he's doing, Is that a good move? What progress are we looking to see? We'll have the phone numbers up shortly. We would really love to hear your thoughts. Please, we want the phone numbers up shortly so we'd hear your thoughts. Now, moving on to the next person appointed, we have Jumoke Odowole, Minister of Trade and Investment. Now, she was the former Executive Secretary to the President, to the Presidential Enabling Business Environment Council, PEBEC. Odowole played a crucial role in improving Nigeria's business environment. Under her leadership, Nigeria saw, a certain level of improvement in the World Bank's Ease of Doing Business ranking. So, yes, she has an experience in driving business reforms. She has a deep understanding. It's safe to say she has an understanding of the economic landscape in Nigeria. But has this given her a well enough position to handle the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Investment? These are what we would love to get your thoughts on. Now, moving on to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction. That is a ministry that has had lots of controversy surrounding it, especially when it comes to cases of corruption. And we have Dr. Nentawe Yelwatda. Now, Dr. Yelwatda has a background in public health and has been involved in various humanitarian projects aimed at poverty alleviation and community health improvement. Well, let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Good morning, my sister. This is Ade from London.
Good morning, Ade. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. My view on this, I believe the president have just started because what amazes me is that the livestock should be part of Ministry of Agric. There is no need separating it to be Minister of Livestock. What will the minister be doing now? So all he will be doing is just to take care of livestock. That's why we have appointed a minister. You understand? So, well, the president maybe he knows what I don't know. That's number one. Number two, those that they asked to go, they are not surprised about the Minister of Education because he was doing you can't go to university by 18 years or 16 years. Many parents are not happy about that. They must have complained to the president. So that's why they showed the man a way out. So, but I still expect more people to go because not all of them are performing very well. But he has to start from somewhere. With the starting of yesterday, yeah, it's cool. Let's see what will happen because you have to reshuffle your cabinet. It's done everywhere in the world. Just to bring progress to the system of the government. So we needed that. But to me, I'm totally against Minister of Livestock because, what would the minister be doing? Because I don't understand it. Just sit down and just say you are a minister for livestock. They are creating this because of cow. It won't work in the southern part of Nigeria. That's my opinion.
All right, but
God bless Nigeria.
Quickly, Ade, God bless Nigeria. Before you leave, you spoke about you were still expecting some more people to go. Who are the people you think are not working better that the presidency should look into?
Okay, for example now, the Minister of Defense, Minister of State for Defense, Matawali, they should let him go. I don't see what they are doing there in that ministry because they are killing people every day. Nothing is happening. Minister of police. He's not improving the police. They should change him. They show him the way out. So this route should go. The Minister of Environment. We have not seen what is happening about the environment now, climate change, everything. We are not seeing Minister talking about these things. So there are a few of them like that. They need to replace them and bring people who understand the system so that they can come and work for the government. Look at the Minister of State for You that is asked to go. She didn't do anything. She's not good in that office. But the young man was very good. During the riot, he came out talking to the youth. That's what a minister should do. So that's why now the promoting is not there. You understand? So they should, it's not just to be a minister by mouth. You have to perform. If you don't perform, they change you. So those are a few ones that say, I believe, I like the Minister of Women Affairs, honestly, but I don't know why they let her go. Because she's doing a good job, to my own view. But since the president knows what I don't know, well, there's nothing I can do about that. So she has to go. So that's my view.
Thank you very much, Ade, for that detailed explanation on your view. It's good to have you. It's always good to have your insight here on the program. Thank you so much for joining us. That was Ade, their caller, speaking. He said that, some certain ministers need to be let go of. And he said, for instance, the Minister of State for Environment, there are a lot that needs to be done and a lot of things needs to be changed. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Good morning. Tell us your name and where you're calling from.
My name is Muhammad Abdullahi Bello, calling from Makudi local government.
Muhammad Abdullahi Bello, it's good to have you. Go ahead with your thoughts.
Yeah, my thought is the Ministry of Youth and Sport. What the Mr. President did, he has did a great job. And that is what we expect from him. Because we have seen nothing. I mean, absolutely nothing on the development of youth and sport. Secondly, the Ministry of Niger Delta and Northeast Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, North Central Development Commission is absolutely excellent for emerging those ministries in one place and the other. We are really happy because I can attest to you that we in the North Central, we have seen no any development from this commission. No, absolutely nothing. For example, in Benue State here, we have the IDP camp, the IDPs in the camp. These IDPs are there suffering here and there. There is no any development. There is nothing. For example, the governor of the state promised to reinstate them to their accessories. But I can tell you, till today, these people are being used for sources of funds by the ambassadors, those who can be able to help. Nothing, absolutely nothing. They are suffering every day is killing. They are suffering. Look at example in Sankara, the Zakibien zone A. There is no peace. If you are coming from Jalingo, that is Taraba State, to Makudi, you are not in the safer hand until you find yourself in Makudi, the state capital of Benue State. So you can see what is happening there. And thirdly, the Ministry of Women Affairs. Honestly, we have not seen any affairs of the women. The last time you could hear is the Niger State Speaker of the House of Assembly giving out the opens in hand of marriage, about 100 of them or so whatsoever. But the Minister of Women Affairs came against that, which is her primary responsibility to do that. You cannot go against somebody's religion, because in Islam, I'm a Muslim, but the woman go against the marriage. Does she want those girls to become a prostitute in the street? That is the question. That is really sad and unfortunate. We are praying for Mr. President, and we are praying for the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Senator George Akume. May God help them and may God make them to succeed. Thank you. That is my take.
Thank you for your opinion here on the show this morning. Well, the Ministry of Women Affairs might have played her role, in the best way she understood and knew how to.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
All right, now that was our caller from Makodi there, telling us on his opinion, and ministers and ministries he felt deserved the sack, and those whom he felt could have done better. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello?
Hello, good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set? Talk to us through your phone
Good
and
morning.
tell us your name.
My name is Abdulaziz Idris.
All right, Abdulaziz, thank you for joining
I'm calling from Abuja here.
Oh, Abdulaziz, good to have you from Abuja here. Go ahead. What's your thoughts on the president's cabinet reshuffle?
Yes. My take here is that we're expecting President to do something about the petroleum industry. He didn't do anything about that. He's still holding the ministry by himself, and yet we're having the petroleum industry is in a kind of issues that has become unresolved up to this point. We have problem of power. If you look at it now, many states are having problem of power, no electricity in many states. But he didn't do anything. That's that part. He didn't make any changes, and yet we're having the power outage. The problem of defense too, as one of the callers just mentioned, that Matawale need to be relieved of his job. I think there are controversies there. Even though if we're in developed countries, Matawale would have quit by himself because of some issues surrounding his appointment and when he was a governor. There are some things, there are many things that Nigerians recall about when he was a governor, and now even that he's the Minister of Defense, there is conflict of interest. That one too is a problem. Maybe that's why in that Zamfara Kasana axis, the military and police cannot be able to achieve anything because there was some kind of conflict of interest. There's a need to look at that. Now, the issue of this livestock people are talking about. President knows why he bring it on table, that livestock ministry. From distance, if you look at it, it's an agricultural job. But I think the Ministry of Agriculture failed to solve the problems of herders, farmers clash, and so many other issues related to that, cattle rustling and so on and so forth. Maybe with the command ministry, there could be some changes. So I think with this, okay, what about the cabinet reshufflement he did is okay. But what we are expecting him is, why can't he take somebody like Wike to power? He's performing in FCT, we are seeing his performance, but Nigeria is having problem of power. Our industries are closing day by day.
Hello, do we still have our caller on the line?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yes. Okay. I understand where you're coming from. That Wike should have been moved to power, and you also spoke about the. Thank you. Are you? Do you still have to continue, or you've rested your case at this point?
No. I'm okay. I've at least made my contribution. Thank you very much, my sister.
Thank you so much for calling on the show. It's good to have you calling all the way from Abuja. Before I comment on him, on the screen there we have the ministers sacked by Tinubu. You have Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, Lola Ade John, who was the Minister of Tourism, Tahir Maman, Abdullahi Mohammed Gwazo, and Jamila Bayo Ibrahim, Minister of Youth Development. These were the ministers that were sacked. Now, based on what our last caller said, and based on what our first caller said, in cases of livestock development and it being put under Ministry of Agriculture, with the level of food insecurity we have, I want to believe the president had his reason for separating it, so each of them could focus solely on food security and let us, bring back issue of farming and livestock farming. Let them both function and focus solely on their departments. I believe that's what Mr. President had in mind. But let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name is Abubakar Malabuni. I'm calling from Maiduguri.
Abubakar Malabuni, thank you for joining us all the way from Maiduguri. Please go ahead with your thoughts.
Okay, thank you, my sister. The main issue that the federal government was use his experience and work Nigeria to be progress So we appreciate for all what he's done. When we also pray for him to be. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go ahead.
We wish you pray good heart and endeavors for him. But the issue of that, this Minister of Environment, we don't know any person in the Minister of Environment, but we are likely annoyed. But our road from Maiduguri to Damaturu is also spoiled since. But we believe that this regime of the Tinubu, everything will be okay. Up to now, from here to Maiduguri to Damaturu, the road was crap. We don't know how to explain it. We don't know why. We are also listening every news or every journal. Nobody was talking about this way. Why? We are not a Nigerian. So let them use this, get this opportunity. But from my own opinion, those ministers are the ministers of their called tools of exploitation. Why? Because they are just a family and friends. So that experience that Tinubu get it, we are very, very appreciated. May God give him a very nice experience and work harder. That is a motivation of any workers in these days.
All
because there are some workers who believe they are salary earners, not working for the humanity or more working for the state existence. Thank you very much. May God bless Tinubu and Nigeria self.
Thank you very much. God bless Nigeria. Thank you, Abubakar, there for your thoughts. Talking about the Minister of Environment saying he should be looked into. You know, when we talk about flooding, we talk about drought, we talk about heat, we talk about, you know, this flooding that is happening. I mean, we believe that ministry should play a critical role, working hand in hand with NIMET and, you know, the with NEMA, hand in hand with NIMET, NEMA, and the humanitarian ministry to be able to, you know, work hand in hand, bring support to people, provide information when necessary, educate people on environmental hazards and things they could do that could worsen flooding situations. These are things Nigerians are looking forward to. So if Nigerians are poking holes and asking questions or are not seeing the impact of certain ministries in their life, we'll hope the president is also looking at it and maybe waiting to watch and see if, you know, a difference will be made in those particular departments. But when it comes to the merging, now, like for those who spoke about the Ministry of Regional Development, will now see all regional development commissions such as the Niger Delta Development Commission, Northwest Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission. So at this point, the Niger Delta Ministry has been scrapped and the Ministry of Sports Development has been scrapped. So we now have Regional Development Commission that has Niger Delta Development Commission, Northwest Development Commission, Southwest Development Commission, Northeast Development Commission. And the National Sports Commission will take over the role of the Ministry of Sports. All right. Now, when it comes to this, the reason why this was done was also to cut the cost of governance. So do you think this makes any difference in our cost of governance? Do we still have a bloated cabinet at this point in time with the mergers that have been made and the people that have been sacked? Has it made any difference? Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning. Can you hear me? Do we still have our caller on the line? Or please do well to call back. We have two numbers showing on the screen, so you could dial any of them. Or you could also send a WhatsApp message and we'll be here to take your thoughts. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, we lost the call. Now, similarly, the president has also approved the merger of the Ministry of Tourism with the Ministry of Culture and Creative Economy. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Good morning. Seems we have a network glitch there, but please, we have two numbers, so do well to call any of the numbers that are showing on your screen.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for joining us. What's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Amina Saidu from Kaduna.
Amina Saidu, thank you so much for joining us this morning. So what's your thoughts on the cabinet reshuffle by the president? So,
Alhamdulillah, let's say at least we have to give the president a peck. But like some other speakers have already said, I think there are ministries that we thought should be the first on the line to go. I see a ministry like power.
Okay.
At least, hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. Go ahead.
Okay. Power, the first. Education is a good one. But the Ministry of Power and Defense that are left, that is state, defense state, and the power that are left, I don't know why they are being left. We are not seeing anything happening at the power. Our national grid almost on weekly basis goes down. They keep telling us, promising us things that never exist, things that are never going to happen, and such people are being kept. Then we have a minister that even a state governor have accused of being a sponsor of banditry, left in the cabinet. I see it as one of the most difficult thing that I can't really understand. You see, because sometimes you see some of these things are done as a kind of compensation, and that is the reason why we are not getting results. Positions are given as compensation to people. They are not given based on merit. We shouldn't look at faces. We shouldn't look at who has given us, who has pushed us up. Then we should look at who can afford to bring the nation out of the struggle we find ourselves. Like Ministry of, like Wike in FCT there, he's doing a very good job. Where he comes from doesn't matter. His tribe, his religion, or whatever he's doing does not matter. But the most important thing, he's doing what is expected of him as a minister, and Nigerians are enjoying him. Good and fine. You leave such a person even for the next 8 years, just like Buhari did, nobody will be bothered. Aviation is another ministry again that is doing a very good job. As a lawyer, being in aviation, he's doing a very good job that even those that are on that line have not been able to do. So some of these ministers, you leave them, we understand why you are leaving. But for people that in their ministries, things are going bad, going worse, not bad, they are going worse on daily basis and they are being left. I don't think the president has done well for us.
All right.
So far as I'm concerned, I'll see the position given as compensation to keep some people on board because they've been part and parcel of those that helped him to where he is today.
All right.
Not because they deserve to be there.
All right.
Nigerians should be, our president should look at things from the feelings of the masses, not from what he feel or what those who are with him. He should look at issues from the feeling of the masses. Power is zero. Power is zero. That minister, the defense minister that have been accused by a state governor, we don't need such people in our government.
Thank you very much, Haji Amina, for your thoughts there. It's always good to have you as our female voice here on the show. Thanks a lot for joining us.
Thank you very much. You are welcome.
All right, now, like she said, and Nigerians have pointed out to power, you cannot have a minister sitting and the entire north is experiencing blackout, or some parts of the northern state is experiencing blackout. I mean, that ministry needs to be looked into. Now, when it comes to merged ministries, we have Ministry of Tourism that has merged with the Ministry of Culture and Creative Economy. So at this point, it is clear what the fate of some certain ministers are, like the likes of Abubakar Momo, who was the former Niger Delta Affairs Minister, and John Eno, who was the former Sport Minister. So yeah, what is going to be their fate? Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello.
Hello, good morning. Please, can you turn down the volume of your TV set and tell us your name and where you are calling from? Okay, I think we lost the call. Now, additional details of the merger are still being awaited. We're still waiting to get more information on that and see how it's going to operate, especially for those who have their faith still hanging. For instance, if Hannatu Masawa, Culture Minister, would be in charge of the merged ministry, or if Lola Adejon, the tourism minister, will oversee the merged ministry, because we see that the Ministry of Tourism and Ministry of Culture and Creative Economy have been merged. So who is going to be the one handling it? Is it Hannatu Musawa or Lola Adejon that would handle the merged ministries? These are the people who have their fate hanging. Good morning. Let's take this call. Good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? Okay, we seem to be having lots of network glitch this morning, but the president has made his decision. The president has made the long-awaited cabinet reshuffle. And the question on the lips of Nigerians are, no doubt this is a commendable move, hopefully to the right direction. More were still expected. Some more heads we're still hoping that some more heads would have been chopped from the list of, the ministers that are in the presidential cabinet. Nigerians still had more expectations, like power, like defense. They expected all of that to be re-looked into. But definitely we'll be having more of this conversation in the course of the show.